Hello everyone, Ceri the Crafter here, that's C-E-R-I the Crafter, and we're back with another Margarete Miller challenge. So let's just get that out of the way and have a look at the book. Now we're on number 36 if my memory suits me right. It does, there's number 36. Let's pop that out. Now you may first note I've taken the paper clip off the corner here from the previous spread because obviously I can't do this one with that in the corner, but I do need to remember I need to do this side of it. So let's leave it within visual range of myself. Okay, quick look at the prompts. Something that is dark. I kind of taken a twist on that one, so we'll have a look at that in a moment. Texture paper, something round, paper with a repeating pattern, a place and a plane. Interesting combination, I feel. Right now, if I've done my test right, you guys can see the whole of that. It's always hit and miss. I do wish that I could see everything on the screen when I look through the iPad, because as far as I'm concerned, I can only see here to here. You can obviously see past that point, so wish I could see them as well. So the tools I've got involved are scissors, spreader, tear ruler. I've got a glue stick, and I've got what the heck is this stuff called? It's written on it, Ceri. Art glitter glue. There you go. So those are the normal things, and obviously there's a glue book involved because there's always a glue book involved. Okay, so let's get straight into this and look at what I've sorted out and pulled out for you. So the first one was something dark. Don't know why, but beautiful woman, but for some reason I thought she looks a little bit evil to me, and I've got an idea of something I might or might not do with that. So there you go, that's that. Also, I've actually stamped out and cut out some skulls. Now these come from this stamp set by a company called Visible Image. I haven't got the card with them. Oh, there it is. visibleimage.co.uk. They're a local company to me. I really love their stamps because they do things that are not always pretty, but sometimes interesting. And I like the fact that they haven't always gone down the flower and fairy route. They've gone down to sometimes the dark and sometimes the off the beaten track thing. So I love their stamps. So there you go, that's where you find that stamp if you want. You're likely to see this when it comes to Halloween as well, because I do like Halloween. So that's where I stamped those from. What is next on here? Textured paper. Well, I did a bit of brown and I did a bit of this through my texture mat, so my texture fold on my Big Shot. So I've got those. I might just rub over the top of that with a bit of vintage photo. I'm not sure whether I might do the same with that, so we'll see when we get there. Something round. Okay, a couple of something rounds. First of all, a Victoria sandwich. There you go, don't ask me why, that just appealed to me. And then what I did is I cut some discs out of one of the digitals I printed from Gail Augustinelli. It's one of her vintage scripts. I think it's something like, it might be something recipes. If you go on to Gail's Etsy shop, you'll find go to Cinnamon Tea, which is the name of her shop, and in there you'll see her vintage script digitals, and it's one I'm currently in love with, so that's there, and I've got that. Paper with a repeating pattern. Well, again, I went slightly off piece. This was a bit of a coffee dyeing mistake that I made a while ago, although it turned out to be a happy mistake. I was running out of baking pans to actually put the coffee dye paper on to put in the oven, and I put it on a pizza pan and it gave me these dots, and I quite like those, so I thought, right, we'll use those. Next, a place. Now, arguably, this is her living room and that's a place. I also pulled out a plan of a house because that's also a place. So that's sort of where I went with that thought. And the last thing that was on the list was a plane. Well, I happen to have these. They must have been obviously from some sort of comic book or something. And I thought, you know, that's absolutely perfect. So I'm going to use those as my backing papers. Will I use both of them? I don't know. We'll play around with this because they're obviously... No, I'm going to probably use both of those. So that's going to be one of my first tasks. Don't know whether these are going to be included, but this fell out on my last collage, and I thought, you never know, I might utilise one of those die cuts. Unsure about that. That was just an impulse pickup. I did pick up a couple of other things, just an odd bit of the text. I picked out a couple of grungy looking torn bits of paper and other things with planes on, although I'm not sure I'm going to use those. So we'll see, just see where we're going to go with this whole thought, to be honest with you. So first of all, I'm going to just cover my background. So let's pull it all. And then I've obviously got this from the last one to cover this side with. So that's probably going to be where the textured paper might come into it. We'll take a look as we go along. So first things first, I really am loving the thought of these. I'm thinking I'm going to put this one on this page because I'm more in love with this one. So I want to make sure that I've got this all the right size. So I'm just going to, why did I just do that? I measured it and didn't even look where I was doing it. So just do a little tear there. So I'm just going to tear this down. So let's get this started. So yes, life is okay here. It's a bit crazy, but then it's always crazy in my little world. I am working on the next TV shows, as you already know, because I'm sure we talked about that before. What else is happening? It's just a bit of craziness, really. Everything seems to be crazy busy at the moment. But then you know what? After the period of time we've just gone through, crazy is good with me. I'm quite happy to be busy. It's kind of my happy place anyway, so that's okay with me. I might actually just stick that one on that page because I've got some bigger pieces to come in anyway. Let's have a quick think a second, Griffiths. Right, I'll need to do that. I'm probably going to use some washi somewhere in here anyway, so I might bring some washi and I might bring maybe some black washi or something again because I want to keep this one. I'm going to focus on the bit that says something dark. I think I'm going to go with the something dark more than anything. Right, where's that textured paper? Okay, I'm thinking the texture paper needs to be a corner anyway, so let's just tear this down a bit. If you want to know where the embossing folds came from that I used, don't ask, I really don't know. I mean, I'm terrible at keeping track of where I get things from. Actually, I might be able to get that in that corner. Let's just take a little bit of a sliver off that and see if I can make that work. Just a little bit more, I feel. I do like embossing folds. I tend to not use them as much as I probably should, and there's a very good reason with that, because I keep forgetting to use them. No other reason, I just literally, they're off to one side, they're in an area of my craft cave I don't go very often, so guess what, they get forgotten. Right, if I take that off there, that'll be enough to cover that piece up. Right, so that can go in there. That will probably go over the top of that. Again, trying to work from the layers on this. I wonder whether I can... Do you think that's going to work? I really do need to sort out how you do a YouTube live, because I keep talking to you guys and keep asking you questions, but I never hear you. It's not your fault, it's mine. I've not done anything about it. I do want to do YouTube lives. I think I'm just a little nervous about doing them, actually. It's the fact that, I mean, I do Facebook lives, I do live TV. It's not the live thing that bothers me. I think it's more the fact that I would be on my own here doing it with no one to call for technical help should I need technical help, which isn't a problem, I suppose, without anyone to call for technical help. And also, I'm not really sure about how it all works. And by that I mean, I don't get it. I'm sure it's simple. I'm sure I'm just making more of it than I flipping should do. It's just, I don't know, it just is one of those things that kind of, it's not out of my control, but I don't know how I would answer comments. I don't know how I would actually see comments as I'm working. It's all of that stuff, which really, you would all be pretty forgiving, I'm sure, if things went absolutely wrong, which I'm sure they wouldn't go absolutely wrong, but you know, there's always that worry that you don't want to humiliate yourself or make yourself look a complete and utter fool on screen. Why I'm worrying about that, I don't know, because I know you guys would be supportive no matter what I did, so which is a lovely, lovely thing to know, that you people are out there rooting for me. But I don't know, it's just one of those things. Right, I'm liking that so far. Sorry, I'm just working on and completely forgetting to include you. I like that bit. So that might actually get incorporated as well. This is a very fragile bit of paper. This one pretty much doesn't tear, it just falls to pieces. But I don't mind that, if I can get that on there without it actually crumbling completely. And I think I'm going to try and layer this piece behind that piece. So right, let's just put that down there, that down there. Let's get something on this page and then I can start doing the fun bit. I did end up not using this, which is actually okay with me. I don't know whether I'm loving the fact that those are both there though. Wonder whether I can switcheroo this around a bit. If I did that, put that down, that might work better for me. I can still do the burnt piece there. That bit doesn't work there now, but let's think of an alternative, Griffiths. I do have this. I don't have to worry too much about it, because obviously there's going to be over the page thingy there. And there are other pieces going on here as well, so I wonder whether I might just take that away and worry about that when I have to deal with that. So if there's that controlling nature coming in again, I want to do everything and sort it all first, when actually I don't need to. Right, I had a strip that went there and I've now lost that strip, so it's somewhere on this desk. As you can tell, I'm having a bit of an erratic day. The reason for that is I'm trying my darndest to get a few of these filmed ahead. Well, I'm trying to film at least one ahead anyway, because as I think I mentioned in my last video, I've got quite a lot of filming coming up for TV shows, and I'm being part of a new project for a company where they're starting up almost like an online TV channel, and basically they want me to launch it, which is absolutely wonderful, fabulous, and I'm so happy to be doing it. But I don't want it to go wrong, obviously. I want to do the best I possibly can while I'm doing it, which is what I always want to do. Where did I put that strip? There it is, I think. So that's playing on my mind slightly. Lots of work on at the moment. So I'm trying to get these done, but the trouble is with my imagination, I know I'm supposed to be focused on doing this, but my brain is already working on the next project. Don't know whether any of you experience that, but that's just the happy thing that is my brain. It just doesn't stop working, and even though I know this is the focus of what I'm doing today, my brain is away doing the next thing, which is a bit scary. So, but yes, thank you for the comments on the last spread, the office one. I like that one myself, to be honest. That was one of my favourites. And I can't remember, Darcy, I apologise if in my video I called you Marcy and not Darcy. I was listening to it back and I went, did I call Darcy Marcy? So sorry if I've rechristened you there, but obviously it's not intentional. What else did I pick up on? What's under? Oh, it's the end of that. I can't do anything about that. So let's see. So yes, things are okay. Things are busy. Things are okay. As you can see by the amount of light coming through the window, we're having a bit of a reprise weather-wise at the moment. So it looks like either we're starting our second jaunt of summer, or we're having a bit of a reprise. Now, it's funny because everyone thinks summer in the UK is July, August. I personally think it's more September, October. And I know it seems a weird way to think, but in years gone past, I seem to remember the best weather being in September and October. Now, the weatherman can be wrong, and so can I. So we're just going to embrace that and let that one go. So, but yes, so it's reasonably nice weather at the moment. And for those of inquiring minds, no, I don't have washing on the line today. Probably because I forgot to do it. But there's no great need to do it today. I did it in the week. So, is it a sad world that all I've got to talk about is doing laundry? I don't think so. So let's pop that down there. I am fairly excited by the fact that I'm going to be buying, well, not buying a new car. It's not a new car. I'm going to, look, I've finished another one of those old Glue Sticks. Happy about that. I'm going to be buying myself a different car. I currently drive a Ford Focus, and believe me, I love my Ford Focus. It's been a wonderful car, but we're at about 95,000 miles on the clock. A Ford Focus, if you don't know what a Ford Focus is, it's quite low to the ground, and I'm finding getting in and out of it is beginning to be a bit of a challenge. And also because of the driving I do for work, I need a car with more space, and I need a car with more trunk room, should my Americans call it, or more boot room, as my Brit friends will call it, because it's not just a case of the occasional outing for me. Next year I will definitely be doing, well, there's no definites in life, I suppose. My aim next year is to be doing TV shows every month, and then after the TV show, driving immediately up to the company I was just talking to you about, to be able to do their TV stuff. So getting 3 or 4 TV shows worth of product samples and demonstrations into a Ford Focus is, I should tell you, more than a challenge. So I need to upgrade. I don't ever want to own a brand new car, and I have thoughts about brand new cars. They're brilliant. However, the trouble is that with a brand new car, what happens is the moment you drive it off the forecourt, of course, it's lost value. So I'm not a lover of the brand new car. I mean, it would be absolutely stunning to have an absolutely one that no one else in the world has ever driven. It's just mine. But I think I can get more value for my money if I buy a used one. Now, I've been looking around. I'm staying with Ford because I quite like Ford. I like the customer service of my local suppliers. I like the engineers and the mechanics who work on my car. I like everything about Ford down to my local dealership. So what I plan to do is, I've already been in and had a talk with them about what my requirements are. And it looks as if I'm going to be going for a car called a Ford Cougar. It's sort of I want to say it's almost a beginning range SUV. So that's kind of where I'm going with things at the moment. So I just need to put a green up there because I feel that it needs more green on this page. So I've had a look, and I can get a really nice car for the amount of budget I've got. I think when we did a bit of a search, I can get a car that's only like 3 years old with only like 20,000 miles on the clock, easily within my budget. So I'm kind of more than happy with that. So as I said, that's all something that's coming up. I've got a couple of shows to do before I actually buy the car, but I think somewhere between September the 11th and the September the 22nd, I think, is the window of opportunity I've got in my work schedule to actually go out and deal with getting the car. So that's exciting. I'm finding that very, very special. As I said, I absolutely love my car currently, but I wonder whether I can get that along there. I wonder whether I could cut it along there is the question. I absolutely love my car currently, but it's just, everything comes to an end. I'll stamp a word on that, that'd be lovely. Everything comes to an end, doesn't it? And although I will be very, very sad to see my little car go, hopefully it'll give someone else the pleasure it's given me. So, but there you go. So that's exciting. I basically have to do quite a bit of shopping before Christmas because it's become apparent that I need to buy a new phone, and I need to definitely buy a new iPad because my iPad is years old. Let's just leave it at the phrase years old, shall we? I think my iPad it was the second iPad Air they bought out, and I love it, but I'm finding now that some of the technology I've got on it doesn't actually want to work anymore. It's got to the point where I can't do updates on it because there are no updates to do that will fit the programs. I think I'm just going to put that in there. Do I? That's a bit random, but I like that piece, so it's going to go in. Right, enough of that. Let me just stick this piece on and then assess what the background looks like. I'm finding if I continually talk when I do a background, my background tends to turn out better because I'm not procrastinating or making a decision. I'm just doing it. Right, so let's pull this in for a second, have a little bit of a look. I'm liking that. I do feel this really would benefit from an edge. Not sure I want to do a vintage photo on it. I wonder, right, I've got my archival pad here from when I actually stamped the skulls, and I'm wondering whether if I just come down and use it to make the edges of this a bit grungier. I know I could use a blending tool or a brush. I'm not overly bothered by that. I just want to get some black on here just to frame things out a bit. Hopefully the moving around is not upsetting anyone's eyesight. I apologise if it is. Right, and I'm wondering whether, maybe I'll just... Okay, that was different. I just wanted to make it a little more grungy, a little more like that, really. Okay, I'm okay with that being like that because I sort of took the idea of something dark, and in my brain, don't ask me why, I went down the plane crash route. Like military plane crashes, so I sort of, that's probably where the skulls come in and stuff. To me it feels a bit like death in, I don't know, that's where we're going with this anyway. So let's see if I can work out where things are going to go. Right, I need to just lay that on top at the minute. Actually, let me just slide this onto this at the moment because I know it needs to be decorated up, but I need to know where it is before I do it. Right, because everything else is going to be decorated around this. Right, bit of a loss. Right, do I really need the little planes? I'm already thinking there's enough planeage on there, don't need it. Right, the place I had as a living room. Now, I did say that she's already sat in her living room, so do I need there to be another living room? I think this is going to be the living room. So let's put that to one side. Right, now I do need to tear her down slightly. Let's move you up again, so hopefully you're still within shot. I want to take this down a little bit, because again, I've got an idea for this, which I've got a feeling some of you may not like this spread when I've finished it. Just because I think it's going to get a bit dark and a bit quirky. So oh, Biscuit's having his say. There you go. That's possibly a delivery I'm waiting for. I wonder. Maybe she'll go there. Yeah, because I don't really want to cover that up too much. I think I can take a little bit off the bottom of here. I think that's bothering me. It's just a little bit too long. There you go. I think that's better for me. So I squared that off because I think I want to use that somewhere else. Right, let's get her on the page. That one's nice. These pieces, by the way, are actually going into the storage box over there and will be used at a later date when I start back on making the videos on how I utilise book pages. So, yeah, I'm kind of hoping that barking signifies a delivery of something I ordered. Now, I like Halloween. I like the whole... I'm not keen on trick-or-treaters, but I do like Halloween. And I was watching the craft channel that I normally work for the other day while I was preparing for my own show. And I covered up that burnt bit. I didn't mean to do that. Oh well, never mind. It's gone. And on the show there was a company called Olifanti, and they were actually doing Halloween, and they had this family of pumpkins made out of MDF, which I absolutely fell in love with, which you then can paint up and use and decorate, and I really, really love this. So guess what? I went out and bought it. So I'm hoping that's the delivery of it, and I'm very much considering doing it as a video when I do it, because I just loved it. It was just one of those things that just caught my imagination. I went, you know what, it could be done as a sweet set of pumpkins, it could be done as a not so sweet set of pumpkins. It just worked for me. So anyway, so I'm hoping that's what that delivery is when I'll get round to actually doing it and filming the video, goodness knows. Right, that's going to go into the parking lot over there because I'm not sure what I'm doing with it yet. Okay, we're getting there on this. Bit of a bubble under you, young lady. Hopefully that smoothed it out. Right, now let's address this issue, shall we? I wanted to do that, and I'm thinking of doing a piece of this on there with the textured piece over the top. So let's see if I can work out how wide this needs to be. About halfway down there. That's about the right size. Do I like that bit or do I like that bit? I like that bit. Right. Let's take that off the top. Okay, I'm liking that on there. So let's lift you off there again. Let's put all those pieces to one side. Let's stick you on with some of the... Ooh, don't stick it to a sticky page, Griffiths. You'll never get it off again. So there you go. So I can't think of what else to tell you, actually. It just... The focus of the world seems to be shifting away from the pandemic, which some would say that's a good thing, some would say that's a bad thing. The pandemic is still here. If it's, I don't know whether it's still classed as a pandemic, to be honest, but the virus is still definitely here. Not sure what's going to happen with it in the future. I did read an article the other day that was saying that the vaccine was definitely helping with, not vaccine, they were doing booster shots somewhere, that booster injections, which were actually really helping with the new Delta variant. So let's keep our fingers crossed for that, if only to help those in the really bad areas of the world who are struggling with that. It's probably the third world countries is what I'm really talking about, because I do feel that if you're not in a third world country, you're pretty much being cared for, in my meagre opinion. You're being looked after. We're doing the best we can. Yes, I like that. However, if you're in a third world country, what is really going on for you? So I really thought I'd like that hanging all the way down. Oh, I've got it upside down anyway. I wanted that hanging all the way down, but this feels a bit flimsy. I think we're going to have to back this with something. That's going to make it strong enough. Looking for something more card-like. bear with me, having a thoughtful moment. Have I got anything around here without having to run over to the other side and get something? Actually, I've got one of these from the page before. That's a good thing when you don't tidy up, isn't it? Right, let's tear that off now because I know I don't need this bit. Right, let's get, that's gluey. Let's get this glued down. That can go in there. So yes, it's good news if that's the way it is. That the booster shot's really helping. That's great for the planet. Well, it's great for the population of the planet. Still not sure when we're going to be able to travel internationally again. As you know, I'm talking quite selfishly because I have shows I need to go to in America, and currently I can't do that. It's very much a case of I can't even get a visa waiver to travel to the States, let alone go to the States. So some would say that's probably a good thing because it's maybe not as safe as Britain yet, but again, that's a judgment call, and I think if you're an adult, you should be allowed to make that decision yourself. But I can understand that they don't want international travel to impair on their health service. Right, I'm looking at this, wondering whether I want to try and not so much fussy cut it, but just make it more of an interesting edge. I'm not 100% certain I'm going to use this because this is feeling as if it's not going in the direction I thought it would be going in. As I said, I don't want to make it exactly fussy cut. I just don't really like the squareness of that edge. I might like the squareness of this edge though, so bear with me on that one, caller. You never know what my little brain is going to come up with. Let's take that around the top there, which I'm liking that better already. That might be okay. Let's see what this looks like if I touch this up a bit with Vintage Photo and see whether it actually brings out a little more of that detail. It does, but I think I need more ink on my ink pad. So yes, I'm not sure when the whole travel thing is going to come back into being. The first time I'm really supposed to be in America is next February, at the end of next February. However, if I don't get to do that one, then I don't get to do that one. The one I really would like to get to is I'm supposed to be at Creativation in April, which is a big craft show. I'm wondering whether I like that on there first, and then that. I do like that first. And I'm hoping if I can get to that one, I think Gail and I might eventually meet up. We've been saying about that for, what, 2 years now, Gail? Be nice to meet up with Gail and the lovely husband, Mike. So let me just pop that on there. I'm not sure that I haven't just covered up everything I was planning to leave on there. Just trim that little edge off there. So yes, it'd be nice to see them. I'm thinking I need to darken the edge of this, just to pull that out a bit. So yes, it'd be nice to meet the lovely Mike and sit down with Gail and have a good old chin wag. It would be interesting. A chin wag, by the way, is talk. If you're not familiar with the term. Yeah, I've just successfully covered up everything I was thinking of. I've just had another idea. Bear with me a minute. I think they're in here. Okay, I made a load of little brads on little discs for policy documents, and I'm wondering whether one of these would be nicer on there instead. I mean, I don't want just a plain one. I'm going to be doing policy document holders later, guys. It's a video that is planned to come through. I just haven't done it yet. Right. Smile, that would be typical, wouldn't it? Bit of an ironic. An owl flies, okay. Grasping at a certain amount of logic. I think I like the word smile. Is that me just being a bit too sarcastic? Because she's certainly not smiling. So I should just use that one. Right, this is turning into something I hadn't planned. And I'm not sure I like it hanging down that far. I'm thinking I'm just going to snip that off there. And see if I like that better. I do like that better. And then I can just put that on there. Sort of, hopefully that's in shot, sort of a little cluster thing happening there. Right, let's just get this stuck on the page before I decide that actually I want something there differently instead, which I don't want to do. I want to make sure that I'm moving in the right direction. Right, so stick that on there. Yeah, these over the page and belly clip things that I first saw on Gail's channel are great for mounting clusters and things on, which effectively is what this is. So I'm just going to take that down a little bit. I'm thinking, am I thinking? I'm probably not thinking at all. Maybe I do need, I'll see if I can do this with art glitter glue. Worst case scenario, it comes off and I have to glue it back on again. If I put a reasonable amount of art glitter glue on there. And then there's always the challenge of, can I get the pin in the end? Right. Do I care if it's straight? I do not care if it's straight. I just want it on there. Right. I wonder whether I put a bulldog clip on that just to hold that in place. There you go, put that to one side. Okay, so that's dealt with that bit. So where am I up to? Kind of lost track where I am. Right, something dark. Well, we've obviously got this dark colour here and here, and I've got the feel of darkness. Textured paper has just gone on there, and textured paper is here. Something around that's already on that bit. Paper with a repeating pattern. What did I pull out for a repeating pattern? Oh, it was the dots. There is paper with a repeating pattern and all you can see of it. Wonder whether I need to readdress that one. Do I need to put something else in maybe that's got... What else have I got that's got repeating pattern on it? I wonder. Maybe just that. Maybe the whole thing. Maybe not the whole thing. That's feeling like an afterthought. No, that's not happening. Was it paper with a repeating pattern? Paper. Now, my question is washi paper? I'm going to say it is. So I'm going to use this black gridded washi. Let's undo the top of the glue before I try and do this. And actually work from there. Let's take pieces of this. I intended to use washi anyway. I was just going to put washi on as an adornment. I wasn't going to use it as the repeating pattern element, but then I think this will work perfectly well. Thank you very much. So that goes up there, and obviously I'm staying within the dark theme that I had. Let's put that piece across there. I think one more bit down the side there would work. So, are any of you on holiday at the moment, or my American friends vacation? I mean, people seem to be starting up going abroad again now. Or as abroad as the country you live in will allow you to go abroad, if that kind of makes sense. It does feel, though, that travel will never be as easy as it was before, although some would argue it wasn't easy before anyway, because you've got to have pre-checks and you've got to consider the country you go into. You've got to deal with quarantines, not quarantine. Have you got a COVID test? Have you got a vaccination card or certificate? I don't know that it's ever going to be what it was. And some would argue that's probably a good thing. Right, that's enough of the washi tape. So let's have a quick check down this list again. Something that's dark, definitely dark. Texture paper, definitely got it. Something round, got it. Paper repeating pattern, got it. places her living room, and we've got a plate. So basically everything is on here. I can now just actually get creative with it all. So let's pull that in just ever so slightly so we can take a better look. So I don't have a huge amount left on my side over here. I still have my Victoria sandwich, which I kind of like actually. I'm just going to let that sit there for a second. Now I've got my skulls because I wanted to use that. Now I'm actually very tempted to make her into a version of death. I'm wondering whether the white is better than the brown. I mean, put on a bit of a quirk, that might be. I don't know, is that me just being a bit weird? No, I definitely like that. I'm going to add that on. This is a bit you're probably all going, Ceri, what the heck are you doing? I'm channeling Halloween already, okay? Channeling Halloween. So, I must admit, one of my favourite movies is Hocus Pocus. I don't know whether anyone else likes Hocus Pocus or not, but for me, it just makes me laugh all the time. Right, I've got that on there. I really do want to add another. I did some of them brown, but I'm actually liking the white version. I like that down there. Let's take that off. There you go. Yeah, Hocus Pocus with Bette Midler, and I've heard they're either remaking it or they've remade it, which I hope they haven't spoilt it, because I really did like, almost like the naivety of that film. It just made me laugh. It just seriously just makes me laugh. Right, so I've got two on there. I really am liking the Victoria sandwich, but I'm not sure whether it needs to be there or there. And me being the person who deals with threes, I think I want to put another skull in here somewhere. I think it needs to be just somewhere kind of subtle, like just down by there. So this spread feels like it's missing something, and I'm not 100% certain what the something is at the moment. So there may be a bit of thought time at a little while. Right, skulls can go back into the tin in which they store in. Do I, don't I, do I, don't I? Right, let's put the paper clip in now that it's pretty much dry, purely so I can see the overall and make a decision as to whether that helps. Okay, that does help. Right. I do feel, even though I love this, this may not be the right thing, but I do feel I'd like a moth, or have I got any bats? I used to have a bat. I used to have a bat. I used to have bats, not a bat. Maybe a little look through the butterflies and creatures. Yes, I haven't done this yet again, have I? Right. Flowers is not working for me. Wales, not the country, the mammal. Oh, there is things in here. Okay, that would be interesting. Right, let's pull one of those out. I forgot I had these. That's the trouble, you see. I tend to put things in this, and then they never see the light of day again because I keep forgetting. I swear at one point I had some bats, but obviously not anymore. I'm just going to pull that out just in case I feel like adding that. Now I wonder whether I've got a really big butterfly. Well, that's a moth. Don't think that's the right colour though. Let me just move that to one side. That looks a bit too bright for me. I'm wondering what this deep black piece is. That might be closer to it, and it's got orange in it. Right, that feels right. Let's have another look in here. If anything else. I don't mind the orange one. Okay, I'm going to leave those two sat there. And at one point I had this humongous moth and I have no idea where I put it. I probably put it somewhere safe in storage, in a box somewhere, so it wouldn't get damaged, and now I can't find it. Or is this it? Oh, that was the moth I was thinking of. It's a big old moth. As I said, it's not the sort of thing I would normally do. And I'm trying to be different. I mean, I'm purposely trying to do things I wouldn't normally do. I like that on that page. Not sure about this page yet. But then I could add these. Right, let's just stop there and get that down, because that really is appealing to me. Let's put you by. Right, I don't like the antennae on this. So those are going to come off, Mr. Moth. I'm sure you'll live without them. Or you'll not live at all, really. You're a piece of paper, aren't you? So there you go. Right. I just want to just give this a darkness around the edge, just so it doesn't look so stark against the background. So, oh, I know what I had a big rant about this. Was it last week or the week before? I had a big rant at some point. Anyway, let's just fold. Just go in the box. I was in a store, and guess what? Their flipping Christmas aisle is already up. There was Christmas trees and trimmings and lights. I'm like, I'm sorry. I fully understand Hobby Lobby, Michael's, Joann's, all of that, having their stuff out early because they're dealing with the creative community that needs a head start when it comes to actually producing stuff for that time of year. However, really, the public needs Christmas decorations this early on. It smacked of me of being, I don't know. I was not happy in the slightest seeing those. I was like, come on, guys, it's only August. I mean, really, do you have to start selling to us that early on? And I know there are some people who go, yes, we need something to look forward to. But you know what? 6 months down the line, I'm not going to be feeling very Christmassy because I'm going to be so sick of Christmas. Now, I understand that the retail world needs to make money. And I understand that they need to make money earlier than December. So, yes, that's totally fine with me. But don't you think November the 1st is kind of early enough? I sort of do. So I'm just putting some vintage photo around that to knock that back into the background. But really, I do think, well, that'd be cute. I do think that it's just too early. I mean, and I'm sure I'm not the only one who feels like this. It's like, aren't there other festivals before Christmas, like maybe Thanksgiving, or there are definitely other cultures who celebrate things before Christmas. I don't know really what happened to, as I said, Halloween and trick or treat, and we've got, well, in this country we've got something called Guy Fawkes Night or Firework Night. Just what happened, guys? Why did we suddenly leapfrog straight to Christmas? Now, I know some of you are probably going out there going, come on, Ceri, ease up a bit on it. We all need a little something to look forward to. There's other things to look forward to. Really, there are other things to look forward to. I think I've just talked myself out of this. But I don't know. Right, I'm going to cut the antennae off these and then draw them back in, because there is no way I'm going to be able to cut these to as fine as I want without leaving white on them. So sorry, Mr. Butterflies, you're all getting a bit of a chop, and I promise you I will draw antennae on once you're on there. So anyway, it's just, I mean, how do you guys feel? I mean, I did post on Facebook, and quite a few of you were in agreement with it was too early. But then there were some of you who quite rightly said, actually, you're happy to see Christmas because it'll be the first Christmas you've had with the family for a while because of the restrictions. Understand that. I do get that. I'm not that cold-hearted that I don't understand that. It's just that, I don't know, it's still a little early for me. I think I'm going to do that. It's still just a little bit early for me. So never mind, call me old-fashioned, I don't mind. I mean, I look forward to Christmas, but when you reckon that because of my TV work, I've been dealing with Christmas since June. I mean, seriously, every month since June. In fact, did I do it before that? I might have done something before that as well. I've been doing Christmas shows, and I find it really difficult when you're stood there sweating because of the heat wave outside to suddenly be talking about Christmas jumpers and Christmas presents and card making, and I don't know. It's just me having a struggle. Okay, I'm kind of thinking, let's get that unstuck from there. That might be it. A little bit unusual for me. I'm feeling this needs some sort of something. Bear with me 1 minute. I'm just going to nip over to the stencil box because I've got an idea that I might be able to pull that element into the rest of it. There you go, didn't take long. Looking at Mr. Timmy again. Sorry, I mustn't call him Timmy. That's definitely a Gail thing. I mean, if I ever saw him, I'd probably burst out and go, "Hi, Timmy!" And security would be called immediately. So, but there you go. I would like to meet Tim Holtz, actually. Just for no other reason than just to meet the man. I mean, I think he has done a huge amount for the crafting community and industry. That was what I needed. Obviously, immensely imaginative and talented. Definitely needs to be acknowledged for that. Yes, he is a businessman. He has to be a businessman because, you know, at the end of the day, you've got to pay the bills. But the stuff he's come up with, the creations he's inspired over the years, are just amazing. I'm really liking where this is going now. Let's just take you off again because I do feel I want to go up there with this. Yeah, I mean, I haven't bought into the whole everything Tim brings out because, I'm sorry, I have a budget I kind of have to stick to. I cannot constantly be spending out on the latest this and the latest that. But if I see something I really like of Tim's, then I will definitely buy it. I mean, as you can see, I use his stencils, I use his inks. I think I've got his stamping platform. Take the lid off, Griffiths, it helps. I have his glass work mat, which I don't use for this, because the downside is it reflects all the light back up at you guys, and that's difficult to look at. I know because I've seen other people using them on their craft channels, and I'm like, I really don't want to do that to my followers, my subscribers. So it's a little bit of a cleaner. I'm just cleaning off the stencil a bit over here till I get that off it. So, right, that can go to one side to be put back later. So yes, I think that's it done. I'm looking at this thinking I just want to take some of these corners down a little bit. Like this seems a bit white to me. So this is something different from me. Let me just put this on and see whether I think it's finished. I've got a feeling I'm going to say yes. Is there anything on here that really... This makes me think I need something, but I don't actually know. Actually, I've just spotted this on my desk. Do you think love would be... Would love be the wrong thing to put there? I don't know. Is there a wrong thing to put there? I mean, at the end of the day, as I've been heard to say, this is my art. I don't think it's the wrong thing to put there, but wrong thing to say, but I do think it's the wrong thing to put there. Right, I'm just going to draw the antennae back in. So I'm just getting a permanent marker, a fine-tipped one. Let's just see if I can do this without deforming the poor little creatures. Just drawing them back in is so much easier than trying to cut around them. There you go. No one's going to know the difference. I do feel that needs something. What does it need, people? Shout out. Answers on the postcard. What is it? Oh, actually, I've got this. Maybe that's what it needed. Let me just do a few little tears, because I've got a feeling if I add this in one place, I'm probably going to want to add it in a couple of places. So again, this is part of one of Gail Augustinelli's latest digitals. So I'm just tearing down. I've put the book in the middle, and now of course that's thrown everything off and no one can see what I'm doing to the side. But really, do you need to see gluing all of the time? I don't think so. So that's the wrong bit. That's the bit I was thinking of. Let's just stick that piece down. And all I did was print this digital of Gail's onto coffee dyed paper. So obviously it's not this colour normally. Right, so I'll pull this piece into the top there, because that's calling to me. It's all about layers. I don't quite like that across there. I might like it down a little bit. There you go. I don't mind that. I think the last bit can probably... Actually, I can slot it in underneath that. That'll be fine. Come on, get off the bait. I need to change my glue book. It's telling me it needs to be changed. So... Right, glue away, Griffiths, you have done enough. So I'm quite liking that. That's definitely a diversion from what I normally do. Yeah, we're going to leave that one as it is. I mean, it's a little bit, it's definitely different to that one. It's certainly different to that one. Do you know, I can't wait to the end of this challenge, because I'm going to do a video where I flick through all of these, because I'm beginning to forget what I've done in previous ones. So it'll be nice to actually just turn the page and go, oh, remember that one? Oh, remember that one? And this did this and that did that. And I'm going to love that. I know I am. Okay, thank you for following me on this one, guys. I know that this is probably not everyone's taste, but you know what? I can't do 52 challenges and we're going to love all of them. That's definitely not going to happen. Okay, there you go. This is where you find me on social media. Love you to like me, share me, follow me, subscribe, all of the above or none of the above. It's fine. I'm just sharing my journey in the artistic world with you because you're doing the same thing. So thank you for that. This is me saying goodbye. This is Ceri the Crafter. That's Ceri the Crafter. Until next time, guys, take care, be safe. Bye-bye now.